Hey everybody, Dronetek here. Everybody hear me? You guys all hear me? Caleb, I'm telling you right now, I'm no David Packvid, so... And yeah, I heard he's been saying some pretty crazy shit. I'm trying to read some comments here real quick. So yeah, guys, I'm kind of a little ill-prepared today. A lot of my cohorts aren't here to help me, and I didn't really have anything prepared because I wasn't going to really do anything today, but all this stuff going on, I don't know how many of you have heard, but there was an attack on an ICE facility. A man tried to, I'm reading that he had a propane bomb and was gonna, suicide bomb, I guess, the ICE detention facility, but they did shoot and kill him. And, hi everybody. Hey Frank, Two Finger. What's up, buddy? So, something that it just is kind of interesting to me that this guy just attacked this ICE facility and was killed, and yet I'm on Twitter and I'm not seeing anything from any of the news organizations. But what you will see, and I'm gonna switch it over to this real quick here. What you are gonna see here on Twitter is lots of media really pushing this this idea that we got concentration camps going right now at the border, and they're really pumping that hard tonight because, as you guys may know, Vice President Pence went to one of the facilities today, and he toured them, and basically said, well, these are, it's bad conditions and all this, which it is. It's not, it's not meant to be happy hotel place. These people are captured illegally in the country. They have to be processed. And they can't just be let in. We have to hear their asylum cases, even though, if you're applying for asylum, you're supposed to apply at the first port of entry that you come to, which would be, Mexico or what, I don't know how far down they're coming from, but it's not America. And so, illegally entering and then claiming asylum, when most of these people are economic migrants, they're poor. They come from bad neighborhoods, and as Barack Obama told us back in 2014, those are not criteria for asylum. So none of these people are asylum cases anyway. But what you're seeing here on Twitter is a lot of really playing this up. Continue to remember these in prison as if you were together with them in prison, as those who are mistreated, as if it were you yourselves suffering. And people are, and that's Pete Buttigieg. They're really playing this up. Both the media and the Democrats, you see this coordination again. Here we see a post that Joy Reid from MSNBC liked. You were right at OOC. This caging of human beings is being done under the American flag in violation of international law and the Constitution, guarantee of equal protection, and in the name of lies and Trump and his enablers. This was all going on under Obama, and I've been tweeting all day to these people like, are you aware? And showing them articles from 2014. I brought some up here. I just searched. If you go to Google and you search between 2013 2014, actually you can find more if you go back to like 2010 even. But here you see these stories. Detention from USA Today. Detention centers overflow with kids crossing border. Look at this. I mean, sorry guys, these stupid ads. All right, well, I can't even get to the story because they're swarming me with ads here. But if you look at these pictures, they're very similar to what you're seeing today. They're trying to get me with ads again here. All right, well, we're not gonna be able to look at this USA Today article because they're just bombarding me with ads. But there's lots of stories like this. Obama warned Central Americans, do not send your children to the borders. Because why? Because do not send your children unaccompanied because they're being caught by smugglers, they're being raped, they're being trafficked. He's saying that they're going to get sent back because these aren't asylum cases. It's just poor people sending us their kids by the tens of thousands. And like I like to point out to people, okay, these people travel long distances, okay? They're clothed, they're fed, they're given everything they need. How do they travel all that distance? People are picking them up and bringing them, okay? This is an organized invasion of this country. They are purposely trying to overwhelm our systems. That's what's happening. And as you saw today, you guys may have saw that at a protest at one of these ICE detention facilities, they raised a Mexican flag at this ICE detention facility. So, I mean, that to me doesn't seem like the action of people who just want to become Americans and are coming here to be Americans. That's the actions of an invader. And that's what's happening right there. And hey, that's nothing new because we've seen Mexican flags at Beto rallies and at anti-Trump protests. You're going to find Mexican flags and hammer and sickle flags. So that's what we're dealing with here, folks. And, just back to what I was saying here. These people act like, caging human beings. More than once now, the media has tried to pass off pictures that were taken under Obama as happening under Trump. Let me bring it up here. See, I'm not very prepared today, guys. I just figured I'd come on and would just rant about this stuff for a little bit. But, this AP article, 2014 photo wrongly used to attack Trump and his policies, which I'm actually surprised to see on there. But that has actually happened more than once. And it happened recently, actually, but I can't pull that up right at this second. But let's just go through a couple more of these tweets. Sorry, Twitters. Let me see if I can read some of the comments here. Do we have any super chats? I didn't see any super chats yet. Okay, I want to read those if I get them. So, anyway, back to the Twitter here. It looks like I got some mods. I got my boy Rational Wrong. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And I just want to show you this. So I've been in these battles with these people on Twitter about the truth. It's so many of these people, when you tell them that this was all going on, they don't know anything of it, and they think you're a Russian. That's what I get called all the time when I say this. And this person, I'm like, I bet you believe that Trump called immigrants animals, which I've talked about a lot. The media edited footage where he was talking about MS-13 and said he called immigrants. Trump never mentioned MS-13. He was talking generally about No, that's not true. And I really want to respond to that person, but I'm going to wait because I'm going to have to embed video of the edited video and the actual video, or the video that the media put out there. But these people are living in an alternate reality created by the media. And I just want I started out by talking about this terrorist attack. There was just a terrorist attack on an ICE facility by probably some crazed Democrat. I mean, who else would it be? And these people on the media are not talking about that. No, they're inciting. Before I even knew about this attack tonight, I'm reading Twitter, and I even tweeted to Elizabeth Warren tonight that I thought that her rhetoric was hyperbolic and was going to incite somebody to violence. And I probably am not going to be able to find it here, but I did tweet her before I even knew about this. And then a couple hours later, I hear that there's been a bombing at an ICE facility. Let me just bring that up real quick. Man shot at ICE facility. And I can't, there we go. So CNN does have a story of this up. Man accused of hurling incendiary devices at a Washington ICE facility was fatally shot. But, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do a search here real quick, a word search. Inciting. Nope, inciting does not appear in this article at all. 0 times. Interesting, because you can guarantee if it was some person inciting or hurling incendiary devices at CNN station, they would definitely be accusing people of inciting that attack, mainly their political opposition, Trump and whoever else. Hello, Cloudy 831, and welcome. So Twitter has nothing. I mean, nobody's talking about any of this stuff. Let me make this a little smaller. It's kind of in our faces here. But let's just scroll through here a little bit. Left-wing protesters throw Mexican flag, and there it is again. They put a Mexican flag on an ICE facility. Put it up. And people are really pissed off about it, and they should be, but this isn't new. I mean, they've been parading around with Mexican flags now. Every May Day, Mexican flags all over the place. Let's just see here what we got. I swear, like all day I've been here looking at these. Elon Omar, I probably love this country more than anyone that is naturally born. God, that woman, man. She is master level troll. I'll give her that. Man, where are all the stories now? I swear I was just looking at all these. Probably just go through all my old posts. But what you're not seeing is anything from... I follow all the media stations, all of them. And you're not seeing anything about that here on Twitter. Nothing. Which is pretty interesting. Let's see if I got any... yeah, got a shout out. Let's see. Yeah, Rational's spamming all my stuff there. Thanks. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Like I told everybody, I'm not really prepared, so I just thought I'd get on today and go through... the media's hyperbolic just incitement over the ICE raids and just the detention facilities. And another thing that I hadn't brought up yet, and I'll just say right now, I'm agnostic. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in religion. But a big thing that I've seen on here today on Twitter is people bringing up Christianity over Pence's visit, saying, Republican Christians aren't real Christians. And this coming from people who support drag queen story time at these libraries where they're letting little kids lay on top of grown men, and there's a lot of feeling going on and stuff, and they're dressed up as these like demonic creatures. Like, spare me. Like, I don't believe in Christianity, but I really doubt I'm getting legitimate Christianity from the left. So that's pretty absurd. But I've been seeing a lot of that. Let me see if I can find some of it here real quick. I've been telling people all day that, Obama used to brag about deporting more people than any president. Like, that doesn't trigger them. They don't seem to mind. So what's up with that? Let's see here. Anyway. Here we are. So, yeah, they've been really going after Pence today. Mayor of Chicago permanently bans ICE from accessing police databases ahead of deport. How is that not obstruction of justice? That's obstructing federal law. We have immigration laws. These people did not ban... They didn't do any of this when Obama was deporting people. Obama deported more people... Well, a lot of people say he fudged the numbers a little bit on that, which I used to agree with. I need to get back up on that and see what my opinion of it is now. But he claims to have deported more than any president, and he definitely split up. I mean, tens of thousands of families. Let me just bring up a thing here. Tools. Custom range. Let's do 2013. People don't, they think that Obama separated tens of thousands of families through deportation. And you bring this up to these people and they just they'll just blow it off. Here we go. Sorry, I got it. So, deportation separated thousands of U.S.-born children from their parents in 2013. Now, this is Huffington Post. This is a left-wing news source, and I will say they're pulling punches here. It was way more than... it was tens of thousands. It was a lot. We're talking tens of thousands a month. If you look here, in 2013... I said 71,000 parents of U.S.-born children were deported 71,000. That's just in 1 month. So when I say tens of thousands, it's actually closer to hundreds of thousands of kids were separated from their families during the Obama administration. Yet we didn't hear any of this moral, sermons, from on high or from the media. They definitely weren't trying to incite hatred for Obama. They definitely weren't calling him that he hates brown kids or anything like that. It's definitely fake outrage. I mean, it's obvious that in that case, they say Obama was a scandal-free president. Well, they can say that only because they didn't cover the scandals, or they spun them away, at least to their satisfaction and to the satisfaction of other Democrats. But the truth is that those scandals existed, that at least by their standards today. If it's a scandal today, then it was a scandal then. They just covered for them. And now they're making an issue of it and using it as a political weapon. So they pretend like they care about these kids, but it's really just about getting Democrats back in power. Just looking at what we have here on Twitter. It's so crazy. And this thing, how many of you got? I don't want to get off on too of a divergent path here. I want to stay on immigration, but this guy Brian Karem lying. He starts shouting at these the attendees of this summit, telling them that they're waiting for a demonic possession, and then Gorka talks back, like, oh, shut up, and Karem comes back like wanting to start a fight. So, but the media is all blaming Gorka, and of course they're using edited footage. If you see everything that the media was retweeting, it was all footage that happened long after Karem. They all start after Karem was trolling people. But the thing that I've really found insane, and I was hoping I'd see, it's of course now that I'm live streaming, these posts have died off a little bit, but there's lots of posts on Twitter today comparing the detention facilities to Nazi camps. I mean, you're seeing a lot of today these pictures, and they're showing a picture of Pence standing next to this cage. It's not a cage, it's just a walled off area where they're being held. And they're trying to compare that to Nazi death camps. And it's just, this is not going to lead anywhere good. I mean, people are going to feel like they're completely justified in carrying out violent actions on ICE facilities, or even just people who support enforcing our immigration laws, because it's come to that. Take a little drink here. Well, they must know that I'm doing this, because suddenly it's like they've really backed off of that right now. Let's just hear this real quick. And you guys probably can't hear that, can you? Can you hear it now?
Tax cuts for the super rich, deep tax cuts for corporations, the things that he wants, that he knows his base wants to see, that he's trying to force through, changing the census.
I love how they basically made it so that, like, if you're a white person, you support Trump, like, you're de facto Nazi. I mean, it's dangerous, because it's definitely going to lead to... I'm amazed that it hasn't led to more violence. I mean, I know that it has led to, fights and stuff in the streets between Antifa and other groups, but I really thought it was going to lead to more. Apparently the streets are out, the street lights are out. So yeah, they've really toned down since earlier when I was out here. Let's see here. Yeah, if you don't follow me on Twitter, definitely follow me. I post every day. I'm a pretty active poster. If you want to see somebody taking on the media, follow me on Twitter, because I am on there every day. I follow all of them. When they post bullshit, I'm on their asses, and I typically have to deal with their followers. But I feel like if I can inform some people, because there's a lot of people out there, they don't realize that CNN and these networks literally lie on a daily basis. They literally think that these people are trustworthy, and they're not. And, like I said to these people, so here's a good one right here. And Lindsey, from Joy Reid, and Lindsey Graham with him, what brand of Christianity is this, Mr. Vice President? Senator? What faith could possibly justify this? Like, they're bringing Christianity into this now. What does Christianity have to do with any of this? Nothing. And again, I'm an agnostic. I'm not religious, so I don't have any bias towards Christianity. In fact, I was raised Catholic, and it was just going to church every day and classes that pushed me away from it, because I'm a logical person, and I obviously couldn't believe in any of that stuff. And I was always I had to go to CCD classes, And I'd always argue with the teachers. But she's bringing religion into it, you know, and I asked, what does Christianity have to do with this? And someone actually replied to me, and Obama was a Muslim. Are you going to blame that religion too? Like, what? Oh, actually, that guy's not responding to me. He's responding to Joy Reid. You know, I said here, yeah, a bunch of Christian haters using this as an excuse to demonize a whole group of people. And that became a thing this afternoon. I mean, there was every other news thing was mentioning bringing up Christianity as part of this. You know, you see a lot of this, and I'm seeing a lot of people deleting their tweets. How about this? So, like, I call people out, right? And I was going to show you, but coming back here, the tweet is unavailable. They deleted it. That's great. I like that. That, you know, maybe that just means they realized they were wrong. Let's see if there's any other ones. Yeah, this person I've been arguing with quite a bit, and I'm going to get back to them later. But, and, you know, and I just post these articles showing these people, like, you know, these cages, they were built under Obama. Obama built a lot of these centers. And in fact, so people have told me, I've tried to find it, and I could not find any information corroborating it. But I've been told by a couple people now that there is 2 detention facilities, and they have areas that are named after Obama and Biden. So if anybody has information on that, I would love to have it. I want to do something with it. I just got to be sure that it's true, and I just haven't been able to verify it. Let's see. Yeah, and there's lots of this too, where, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So, like, lots of posts like this. So this guy, Kasim, he's an actual representative, right? This guy. And he says, VP watch hundreds of Latino Christians, children, and men locked in an overcrowded cage, sleeping on a cement floor, denied even showers for weeks on end. And you know, I don't know the accuracy of any of this. He's just saying things. But I know for a fact that all of these things were going on under Obama. So, and, you know, you bring this up to a lot of them will say, oh, you're just going to say, but Obama. It's like, no, I'm looking for consistency here. If you're saying all these horrible things about Trump and because of what's happening here, which isn't our fault, these people are coming here and overwhelming our system on purpose. It's not our fault. You know, how can they still love Obama and see him as this great figure? It makes no sense to me, and I don't think it makes sense to them either. But this is all part of what I've told you guys about rationalizing. So if you look on here, this guy's post: the left, the Holocaust; the right, 2019 in America. You know, and this is really offensive if you ask me. I'm not Jewish, but this offends me because these people are fed, clothed. They weren't dragged there, against their will. They literally came here on their own volition, illegally. They came here illegally. They made that choice, and so they can go home anytime. They can go right on home. They're staying so they can get their court hearings, which something like 95% of them don't even go to. But these kids in this camp were taken there against their will, and they were starved and worked to death or just executed. So the comparison is ridiculous. And, I responded, 2014. This is 2014. Overcrowded, unsanitary conditions seen at immigrant detention centers. That's in the LA Times from 2014. Did Obama administration build cages that housed immigrants? From Snopes, fact check. Yep, it's true. When Snopes is saying it's true, it definitely, when it's something about this. I do like this picture where there's like nobody in there because, trust me, it's filled constantly. That's kind of a funny picture they would use for that, but that's the the cover that Obama gets. And here we go. Even World War II Japanese internment camps have been recognized for what they were, concentration camps. Well, I don't think the internment camps were good, but I still would not put them to that level because we weren't, there might have been abusive people. I can guarantee you almost that there was. I'm not really that familiar with the whole history of that, but I do know that German Americans were also interned, and it's interesting to me that these people never bring that up because it doesn't serve their, the political ends that they're trying to get. And I just said, oh, look, another idiot. And I pointed out in both cases you described people were put there against their will. These people came here of their own volition, and it's a difference these people don't want to admit.
And I want you guys to repeat after me. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for
It is our duty to win.
See, these people are ready to fight. Like, they're even using the language. And as this Breitbart post points out, nothing to lose but our chains is a Marxist slogan. So we are dealing with like I think sort of a red revolution kind of a thing happening here. And these people are going to eventually, like, they're going to get guns and they're going to fight. I think it's going to, the spark point is going to be these rallies. People are going to start bringing guns. Like, if you look at, if you go back and look up like old videos, not old now, but just videos of the Ukrainian protests that led to the war that they're currently in. If you go and look at that, it looks a lot like what's happening now in America. Same thing with Syria, actually, too, but that's different. But in Ukraine, it definitely looks similar, and it started the same way. It happened much quicker there, though. It went from, plastic armor and baseball bats to guns pretty quickly. But that's what we're dealing with. This is a political movement. There's more going on here than just, they're trying to overwhelm us. They do want to bring a Marxist, ultimately a communist ideology in power in America. They're not carrying around hammer and sickle flags for nothing at these rallies. And then here's another article about this guy's shot. Did you guys see this? The soccer, the chick we all can't stand, getting a ball signed and won't even look at this kid. Won't even look at him. Anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to get at tonight, guys. It's probably not going to be a full show. Hey, Joe, I'm going to read some comments here. Jojo Geeker, hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I like making the content for you guys. Let's see what else we got here. 10,000 Germans, Americans. And really, basic thoughts in detention internments. I didn't know how much. I know that there were, but okay. So there were 128,000 Japanese. Okay, well, that is different for sure. And I'm not saying that racism wasn't involved in that. I mean, obviously it was, but Asians have managed to do pretty well in America. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, Obama cages. Yeah, it's. I'm not bringing that up to say, oh, but Obama. That's not my point. My point is that the people, the media, the Democrats, Hollywood, making all the hyperbole and making this big scene over it, said nothing during Obama. They covered for him. They, I've told people before, and I can bring it up here if I can find it, but I found this NPR article from 2014 about bad conditions at a Texas facility, and nowhere in this, overcrowded, bad conditions, kids and locked up and everything, but nowhere in the article did it mention Obama, not once. And I actually tracked down the journalist that wrote it on Twitter and messaged her and asked her, and her response to me was, oh, well, Obama wasn't named in the lawsuit and he didn't comment on it. And it just blew my mind. It's like, so you're disconnecting the president from the detention facilities and the people being locked up in that case, but in this case, it's like, it's totally together. Like, they would never talk about this subject and not mention Trump. And I asked her about that, and I pointed out articles that she's written about Trump in this, and Trump's all over it, as well as a lot of the typical rhetoric you hear from the Democrats, and she never responded. So. And that's from NPR. That's from National Public Radio. That's publicly funded media. So we are funding, with our taxpayer dollars, biased propaganda, really, Democrat Party propaganda. Let's see what else we got here. So, hey, thanks for that basic thoughts. I did not know that. Thank you for that fact. Insubordinate, they're trying to demonize us any angle they can. Absolutely. 24/7, that's what they're doing. They are fully dedicated to turning us into the worst monsters imaginable to increase their chances in 2020. Let's see here. I do appreciate you all coming. Somebody, I've mentioned many times on here that I don't really consider this a show yet. It's just me getting on here rambling, really. It's a lot better when I have my cohorts, SJG Perspective, Robert, Rational Wrong Think, those guys, but every now and then I think I got to do one by myself. Although it's kind of hard to keep it going for an hour, especially when the tweets have pretty much stopped on that end. The media seems to have backed off, but let's take another look here. Let's see, where am I? Oh God, and this is another thing. Like all they tweet out, Cuomo and all these people. The only thing they tweet out is anti-Trump, anti-Republican shit, nonstop. All of them, all of these journalists. I mean, you would think that their job might be to cover something the Democrats are doing, and they might find something to be critical of, right? But no, they don't. Nothing. And I take that back. If they do find something to be critical of, it's always like they're not being left-wing enough, or they're attacking like within their own party, and the media doesn't like, oh, stop that. Yeah, it's hurting the party. You know, but when it's happening on the Republican side, oh, Republican Civil War, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So that's what we're dealing with, unfortunately. It's not fair. It's a stacked deck that we're dealing with here. I don't know if we're going to win in 2020 because I just feel like all these forces are aligned against us. You know, with the tech giants, you know, talking about that they're going to manipulate, you know, search results and everything they can to get the outcome that they want. Oh, what's this? City of New York. All New Yorkers, regardless of immigration status, should know that they have rights and protections under the law. Well, no, I mean they do, but they don't have a right to be here if they're in the country illegally. They don't have that right. If you're worried, call 311 action. So yeah, it's just open flaunting of like obstruction of justice, and they can get away with it. You know, all they do is rant about, oh, Trump obstruction of justice in the Mueller investigation that ended and concluded. It's like, how did he obstruct it? And he was innocent. They didn't find collusion. So, you know, what did you obstruct? But this, open obstruction of justice, that's fine. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here, this should be good. This guy. God, that smoke. I cannot stand this guy. What is his name? Blow? Charles Blow? Is that his name? I think. Just that look of just smugness, man. And he talks and acts just like he looks. George Zimmerman was acquitted. Racist stand your ground laws took justice away from Trayvon. And what makes them racist? You know, I don't want to get off on this tangent too much, but I heard on the radio one morning, I was driving, and they were talking about stand your ground laws in my city, and the woman there was some protest, and they were playing the woman speaking their leader, and she was just saying, oh, well, these laws disproportionately affect black men, and so you should, and I'm thinking, like, well, why is that though? Like, we're talking about just normal citizens here. Like, if it's mostly black men getting shot by these stand your ground laws, like, why is that? Like, you're blaming the people defending themselves. I'm not saying that every single instance of that is legit, but that's what it's for. It's for people to be able to defend their homes with deadly force. And, you know, it seems to me that if it's mostly black men, maybe you should be looking at why that is. You know, not disarming people from being able to defend themselves. It's like this thing that you can't call the police on black people. They're like, don't call the police on what? So, and I even saw some video where they were calling the police on the guy. Was like, oh yeah, it was that one where the guy was trying to get into the building, and the guy was asking him who he was, and he got on the phone and called the police because the guy was giving him shit. But he's like, didn't you know it's illegal to call the police on black people? Like, did he actually believe that? It just seems like that's the way. Anyway, I don't want to get off too much on this, but it seems like a lot on the far left, Marxist left, are trying to push that. And I'm not saying it's black people doing it, because I know plenty of black people that think it's ridiculous. They see it too, and they think it's ridiculous. So I'm definitely blaming mostly white liberals for that shit. But let's see what else we got here. I just really like these. Oh man, The Independent. Do you guys read this? Britons believe far right groups are a greater threat to society than Islamist extremism. Really? Okay. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I just don't think there's this big right-wing threat. I haven't seen it. These studies that show that all this violence from right-wing groups, the vast majority of that violence is prison violence. It's gang violence, right? So, and it's like the same thing with the mass shootings. They say white males commit the most mass shootings. No, like, they're excluding the gang violence. In that case, they're excluding it. So it's like, when they want to use gang violence, they use it. When they don't, they don't, and they just get the stats that they want. Let's see here. What else we got? I'll stick around here a little bit longer with you guys, and I'm probably going to cut out and play some. Oh, that reminds me. Any of you guys play video games? I don't know if you do. I play a game called Rust, and I'm actually about to have a server up for it. It's going to be called MAGA Rust 2020. It's actually up right now. You can actually get on and play right now, but I'm trying to mod it, and it's difficult, so it's not quite official yet, but you can definitely get on there and play. Let's see. Let's see who's responded to me. Cool. I'm glad some random on Twitter thinks so. Well, oh, it's just a fact. You're either ignorant, oh jeez, of the facts, or you're rationalizing your hypocrisy. I feel like I'm repeating myself so much. Man, I'm like misspelling badly tonight. Might be a little of this bubbly. And guys, I can accept super chats now. I don't know if anybody wants to get a comment blasted up on the front, but I do accept. I can get super chats again. If you did not know, my channel is remonetized. They still demonetize everything that I upload, mind you. But which reminds me, I'll show you guys something else in regards to that. I'm gonna have to zip through here. It's very unprofessional around here. Just me browsing the internet here. I'm going to read some comments here in just a second, guys, but I wanted to show you this. I tweeted out to YouTube because, you know, I got my monetization back. Awesome, right? I get super chats again. That's great. I can, you know, potentially get ad money which is nice. But, you know, I had asked YouTube before, you know, if I manually, so when you upload a video, typically as soon as you're getting ready to publish it, it demonetizes, right? And they say it's not advertiser friendly, but you have the option to manually review. But it's like, is this putting my channel in danger by manually reviewing? Could I potentially have my channel demonetized again if I request too many reviews, right? So I actually had asked on Reddit and a couple other places, and they basically told me yes, if you do it too many times, they're gonna focus on you and they're gonna get rid of you. So I tweeted out to YouTube and YouTube creators, can someone explain to me why every video I upload gets demonetized as not advertiser friendly, but when I manually review that video, it's always remonetized, which it is, right? And look at me saying right over and over again. I hate that. But every time I upload a video, it gets demonetized. I ask for a review. You know, 3,000 views in, it gets remonetized. So I've missed out on all that. Hold on, I have daughter. I'm sorry. Okay, so I asked, you know, so when they do this, it makes me wonder. It's like, why is it every time you demonetize my video automatically, but then on manual review, it's back up? I get it again. So what's going on here? And can you tell me if I'm at risk for punishment if I'm requesting these manual reviews? This is their response to me. And this is what I've come to expect from YouTube. Anybody who's had to deal with YouTube in this way knows this is how they, very vague, very, like, you get no answers, basically. And that's what it was. Thanks for reaching out. Our automated system reviews the videos even before it's published, that's what I just said. You may upload as unlisted or private to get an early read on the monetization status, and you can appeal the video for monetization. Hope this helps to clarify. But notice they did not respond. They didn't answer my question, does this put my channel at risk? They didn't answer that. So it's almost like a threat, you know? It's like, I'm not going to answer your question. I mean, they kind of gave me a good tip here. Right, that's what Rational want. Okay, Rational, yeah, exactly. That's what they said. Which, fine, that's fine, except for it messes up my timing for when I want to publish videos. And my main concern is this going to put my channel at risk by getting manual reviews? Because I used to review everything before my channel got demonetized, and same thing, like every video would get remonetized. So I'm just scared to do it. But it's like, if I don't, then I'm not going to make any money off any video. So it just sucks. It's a double-edged sword. But guys, hey, I'm going to read a couple comments here, and I'm probably going to wrap it up. Let's see. Some random on Twitter complaining about randoms on Twitter. Exactly, Red General. It's like, I'm not a rando, I'm Dronetek. Come on. What else we got here? I'm gonna switch my camera here so you guys can see my pretty face and all my pores. Unless he makes trap bases, Red General. Red General, I do make trap bases, buddy. And in fact, if you look on my channel, my videos lately have not been great. I used to do a lot of produced videos. I've just been mostly live streaming now, and it seems like anytime I live stream, nothing happens. But the second I stop live streaming, I get into all this action. But yes, I am all about trap bases, electric trap bases. And in fact, I'll show you something real quick on this stream. just because you're here and you know what a trap base is, so I got to show you. I actually caught a guy in mine the other day. I thought I was live streaming, and I wasn't, unfortunately. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. You know what? I thought I was streaming this whole time, and I wasn't. Now you die. So yeah, that's a trap base. Let's see. Try uploading video. Yeah, I already saw that. Has the bulk of videos come in the first 2 days? They're cheap and dirty. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Dog speak. Exactly. It's obvious. I mean, they're trying to demoralize us so we don't make videos. I mean, it's obvious. Art coffee. Yes. Yeah. What is your thing? I forgot again. What your coffee? Art coffee. Something coffee 007.com. I forgot. I'm sorry, but yes, Rib Tea products. Dronetek code. Yes. Daisy Cousins has the almost videos manually reviewed, so she's doing it for a while. It shouldn't matter. Okay. All right. Well, that makes me feel a bit better. Maybe I will start doing it. I'm not going to do it on old ones because, you know, they probably aren't getting views anyway. I don't want to mess with it. Anyway. Guys, thanks for coming today. I appreciate it. You let me rant a little bit about Twitter here and the media. Get on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. You can watch me duke it out with these people in the media. They respond sometimes. I've actually had Brian Stelter respond to me a couple times, actually. So, and I think Cuomo responded to me once as well. So these people do respond sometime. I do get them out in little battles. They never respond, though, after the first response, unfortunately. But follow me on there. Follow all the media channels so you can see what they are pumping out there on a daily basis. And, oh, you're very welcome, man. Coffee. But check back. I should have a video tomorrow. If I don't have a video tomorrow, check Monday morning, or it'll be up Monday afternoon for sure. And thanks, guys, for coming. And I will see you next time.